This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Licensed firearm holder shot dead in St. James. A man was fatally shot in Barrett Hall, St. James, Wednesday morning. Deceased is Fitzroy Ferron Clark, a 59-year-old Juta driver of the same address. Reports from the Coral Gardens police station are that about 8:15 a.m., the victim, who is a licensed firearm holder, entered his white Toyota Coaster bus, which was parked at his gate with his firearm in his possession. Unknown assailants advanced on Clark and opened gunfire, hitting him in the head, and made their escape with the deceased man's gun. The police stated that investigations are ongoing. Thieves plunder streetlights and wires in Hanover. Jamaica Public Service Company infrastructure in Hanover is now under siege as thieves have removed the streetlights and the power wires with impunity, blanketing roads in many communities in total darkness at night. The Orange Bay to Negril roadway, which recently had 10 streetlights installed, is back to almost pitch darkness as 8 of those have been stolen. Some transformers have also been damaged. Blaine Jarrett, Senior Vice President for Energy Delivery at the JPS, said that the company's supplies and infrastructure have been badly impacted by theft, vandalism, and damage. We have a situation where the facilities of the JPS are being encroached in on many ways. There are persons there who have tampered with and damaged the transformer on 2 occasions, said Jarrett. A standard transformer can last up to 30 years, said Jarrett. Jarrett suggested that competent electricians were deeply involved in the illegal abstraction of power, but cautioned against the view that company contractors per se were behind the practices. Anyone who knows anything about electricity or skilled electrician can do it, said Jarrett. The JPS has issued instructions for the remaining 2 streetlights along the stretch of road to be removed and secured until remedial action with additional protection is taken. I am expecting that the necessary works will be done during the course of the ensuing week, and when that is done, we will put back in the distribution infrastructure, and then we will replace the lights, Jarrett said. Those works are targeted for completion before Christmas. Once the lights are reinstalled, the JPS will be engaging councillors in the Hanover Municipal Corporation to support their efforts to rally residents to protect the electricity infrastructure. Marvel Swell, councillor for the Green Island Division, told the news that he is eagerly awaiting the replacement of the lights along the Orange Bay to Negril thoroughfare. Responding to JPS's call for councillors to assist in protecting the power infrastructure, Swell urged the light and the power provider to act swiftly on reports. Hundreds of new hires target garbage crisis. A massive cleanup exercise has been announced for the holiday season, with 500 sweepers to be employed by the National Solid Waste Management Authority across the country and 300 private garbage and dump trucks retained to help in cleaning the backlog of garbage and bulk waste. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie, who made the announcement in Parliament on Tuesday, also warned stakeholders in the entertainment sector that parties or round-robins were still banned because of coronavirus concerns. McKenzie charged that persons who have been advertising parties and other events should desist from doing so, as the municipal corporations and the police would not be issuing permits for these activities. The local government minister told his parliamentary colleagues that the 500 sweepers who have been working since last week had joined the current slate of employees to clean up major town centers regularly. With the generation of increased commercial and residential waste expected during the holiday season, McKenzie said that additional trucks would assist the agency to respond effectively in removing bulk waste from communities. The government will also be targeting 24-hour garbage collection in designated areas through to year-end. He said that the ministry had taken steps to remove illegal dumps in St. James and Kingston. McKenzie urged Jamaicans to desist from illegally dumping waste, noting that the agency would be working with the police and other enforcement teams to secure compliance. Turning to business operators, the local government minister said the practice by some to dispose of commercial garbage illegally must come to a halt. I am warning the commercial sector that we have the mechanisms in place to identify where the garbage is generated, and we are prepared to take the strongest actions to ensure that we get full compliance, he said. An adjustment in the Disaster Risk Management Act will also see an extension in the opening and closing hours of markets across the country. From December 10 to January 13, markets will be opened from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Markets will be closed on Sundays and public holidays. Mackenzie said that markets will be allowed to open up to midnight on both Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Higher electricity rates are coming. The Jamaica Public Service Company is advising its customers to brace for higher electricity bills in coming weeks. The company says it has been experiencing increased fuel costs in the last few months as a result of the international surge in prices. It notes that global uncertainties have led to increases in the price of oil and natural gas. The utility company adds that the rise in fuel costs has been compounded by the depreciation of the Jamaican dollar. The JPS is encouraging customers to practice energy management. Michael Diamond, president of the advocacy group Consumers Intervention of Jamaica, has conceded that it is understandable that the JPS is faced with increased operating expenses which it cannot absorb. However, he is suggesting that the government, which is a minority shareholder in the company, should take steps to cushion the effects on consumers. Hard Nsta spends $5.6 million on staff retreat. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has revealed that the Hard Nsta Trust spent $5.6 million on staff retreat this year, a figure the opposition has described as excessive. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson had tabled questions seeking answers from the Prime Minister about the retreat held for senior employees and board members at Hard Nsta Trust. In Parliament on Tuesday, Mr. Holness outlined the expenditure connected to the retreat held at Moon Palace Jamaica Resort from October 7 to 10.
Now, inclusive of GCT, accommodation, including meals and technology support, was $4,019,962.63, or converted to US dollars, approximately $26,100 US. The meeting also engaged the services of a facilitator, and that service cost $800,000. They also engaged the service of a strategic coach, and that cost $664,290.
Having heard the breakdown of expenditure, however, Mr. Robinson maintained that the expenditure was unnecessary and excessive. He said it could not be justified against the background of the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and in light of the fact that other options were available for holding a retreat.
I believe everybody has to share and show regard for the challenges that the country is going through. Hart had options. Hart owns the Runaway Bay Academy, where they train tourism workers. So if you decided you wanted to have an off-site retreat, you could have gone there. I have been there. I sat on the Hart board. It's a great facility. It could have been used. If you wanted to go to the North Coast, you could have gone to a hotel in the corporate area. I find it excessive.
The Prime Minister admitted that he also had a concern about the cost of the retreat, declaring that public bodies have a duty to be frugal. He told the House of Representatives that a strategic review of Hart is needed and is to be announced shortly. A new executive director will also be employed.
I would say that the members' sentiments are shared. I've addressed the institution of Hart maybe twice in this House, and in a presentation elsewhere, I echoed similar sentiments regarding ensuring that the organization is aligned. You said something was very important, that the organization in its present state is not necessarily fulfilling the external stakeholders' objectives, which leads us in a quite ironic way back to the need for a retreat. I want to separate the issues. That the member raised some very important points. That not that a retreat is not important, but where and how it was held would be the matter of concern. This chairman, he owns a business that was utilized by Hart long before he became chairman. And one of the things that we have to be careful of, Madam Speaker, as we enter, and I'm not making a defense here, part of my duty is to broaden public discourse. And we have to be careful how we seek to vilify persons who enter public life to give service.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.